South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace, she serves on the House Oversight Committee and the House Armed Services Committee. Thanks for joining us this morning. It's great to see you. I wanted to pull up, if we can, your X account, what you posted in the wake of yesterday's incident. We have that for you. It says, and for our viewers, it says, after 2 assassination attempts on President Trump and the murder of Charlie Kirk, this is yet another reminder these threats are real and they are escalating. Is it becoming commonplace now seeing incidents like this, not once, not twice, but now 3 times what appears to be yet another assassination attempt on President Trump?
I can't remember a president that has had this many assassination attempts in my lifetime. I don't know of any other than Donald Trump. And I will tell you, the rise of political violence, the rise of a mental health crisis in this country, it's only gotten worse. I've never seen anything like it in my 5 years. And in fact, I'm someone who gets a lot of political death threats, and I have multiple people sitting behind bars for their threat to murder me or members of my family. And it's a very scary time. And it's because I believe the way that Republicans have been dehumanized, being called fascists and Nazis, and how we've been a threat to the country for so long. People are going to act on those emotions. And obviously, Charlie Kirk was murdered for it. The president, they've tried to assassinate him multiple times. I mean, this isn't the first time, and it's certainly not going to be the last until the left takes, some responsibility here in their rhetoric and dehumanizing Republicans.
We've always had people out there who are suffering from mental illnesses and things like that. But I think that rhetoric that you talk about, Representative Mace, really is something that can push them much more easily over the edge. I want to pivot to a story which is exposing, this is just rich. Democratic hypocrisy over the SAVE Act. You know the SAVE Act, the legislation you voted in favor of, requiring proper forms of ID to vote in federal elections. The Democrats hate it. They say that it's racist. It's Jim Crow 2.0. But take a look at this from the New York City website. The New York City Democratic Socialist Mayor Zohran Mamdani is requiring, guess what that is, forms of identification, because he needs people to shovel snow. Just to shovel snow, he says you can come in and apply basically on the spot, but bring in 2 small photos, the original and copy of 2 forms of identification, and your Social Security card. Now, isn't that interesting? Overnight blizzard, Mamdani needs the people out there working, doesn't have enough, so he needs people to come in and shovel snow. But just to shovel snow, somehow, oh, great headline, Snow Crow 2.0 instead of Jim Crow 2.0. I mean, you get it, but it's ridiculous that he's saying, okay, we don't need it for voting, but we need it for shoveling snow. Your thoughts?
Well, I just can't believe anybody buys this hook, line, and sinker of this line about how voter ID is racist. I mean, it's really, truly unbelievable. You need not 1, but 2 forms of identification to shovel snow in New York City. The hypocrisy is amazing, in fact, and I hope that folks are sharing that, because we are a democracy, we are a republic, we have a country to save, and we want to make sure that citizens are voting in American elections, not the other way around. But it just goes to show how far they want to go to allow illegals in this country.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it really is. If you want to be a snow laborer is the title for that. Again, you can come out. I don't think they had as big of turnout as they thought they might have.
Really?
Yeah, and
maybe it's those burdensome ID requirements.
It could be the difficulty in that, or just the sheer fact
Might
of getting.
Might be racist. They think it's racist. Maybe they don't.
He doesn't
racist
see it.
Snow shoveler.
He doesn't see it that way, and he says, "Well, we need that because this is a federal, federal thing. So it's law. Right. So to get paid, you've got to do it. Well, yeah, that would be the same thing as the SAVE Act. It would be law, and then you'd have to show the ID to vote. I mean, there's no difference whatsoever.
And the SAVE Act could be something that maybe President Trump would talk about tomorrow night at the State of the Union address. There has been a lot of talk of the president needs to be able to make his case.
Information. Truth. Is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.